Good evening, everybody. I am going to do my usual very quick check that people can hear what's being said. So do let us know in the chat. One day we'll get past the paranoia of my inability to use the software, but do let us know if you can hear what's going on. Hope everyone's well. Hope everyone's had a good week so far. That applies to you guys as well. James, Scott, Lee, how you doing?
All good, mate.
Not bad.
Dave Earl and Gavin Higgs both mocking me straight off the bat. That's lovely. Thanks, guys. Glad you're here to make me feel good about
Hello,
myself.
Mr. Comfy.
It's because I left the house in such a hurry earlier to get down to the post office because I don't like a backlog of orders. So as soon as these patches arrived, and I got all the orders that had patches that were ready to go, took them straight to the post office. Realised when I was in the queue that I still had my slippers on. But yes, as you may have noticed, the hats are now in. The patches are in, so that's great news for anyone with a battle jacket or anyone who's a fan of the style of Sarah Connor or Fred Durst. You can get involved with your very own patch or baseball cap at blacklakes.com on the brand new web store. Hoo-wah! Oh no, it's that way. It's that way for hoo-wah!
When are the Black Lake slippers being released? People want to know.
I mean, I was tempted to put a couple of these onto the slippers. I think someone said it. Someone said it in the comments, and I did think that was quite a cool idea.
Not bad, isn't it? Unique. No, not many bands have done that.
No, this is true. I wonder if there's a reason. We could find out the reason by doing it ourselves. Kaz has asked how the slippers are. I'm not going to lie. I'm wearing them right now. They are wonderful. Thank you very much. I've not had slippers in years, and I thought I'd treat myself the other day when I was out.
Old man Will and his slippers.
Hey man, at least they're black, like.
Okay. Got slippers, fine.
I think the more important matter is that you wore them by mistake. I remember when I was a kid, my dad would go to the shop in his pyjamas on purpose. As in just like, I can't be bothered to put normal clothes on. I'm going to go to the shop in my pyjamas.
Yeah, that's not okay.
It's not okay, is it?
And that's what a lot of people were saying in the comments as well on the post that I put up. They're saying, well, around here, most people do it in their pyjamas anyway. And I was like, what?
Yeah. I don't get much pyjama shopping where I live. So maybe you can enlighten us, Blacklist. You get people in onesies, people in slippers, people in dressing gowns. That's the one. When they're out and about. Do you get much of that, Lee? Do you get people wandering around near you with their pyjamas on?
No, I did go to the shop in my boxes once to buy a pack of fags, but it was only next door, and I was drunk.
Okay, and I know the shop you mean, and that it is very next door. Like literally, the front of the shop is almost on your drive, so it's not like it's even a walk.
I'm talking serious years ago.
If Black Lakes ever get big, the shopkeeper will bring you down from this band with his shocking CCTV footage.
That shop's shut now. I think.
Dude, it was warm.
It has been for quite some time. Yeah, but going in your pants is probably not your best idea ever.
They were shorts, though. Do you know they're like boxer shorts?
Yeah, I know what you mean. Yeah, but what button front, or was it like the weird kind of in and pull your junk out through all various holes and cap like bits?
I thought those.
Oh, welcome to Blacklist. We're 4 minutes in and talking about where you pull your junk out.
I have to be honest though, because again we go back a long way, me and my friend up here. So as far as I know, you're always a fan of like the black brief. So to hear that you're in actual shorts is better than usual.
Yeah.
There you go. That's why you watch this podcast, for the exclusives. Like now you know that Lee is a fan of the black brief.
Needless to say, Lee was very drunk.
What the fuck's a brief? What's a brief?
Isn't that like a
It's
pant?
like
I thought
Ninja
it was
Ninja grits.
The Prime Minister.
That was your more natural name for them. Ninja grits, black.
So
Solid,
welcome to Blacklist 36. The topic tonight is underpants. We are talking about what your favourite underpants are.
Hey, I got to be honest.
Are you a brief or a boxer man? How do you get your junk out? Tell us in the comments.
Maybe you don't wear any at all.
Well, I know James, unfortunately, likes to share his underwear more than anyone would like that to happen. So I've seen more of James's underwear than my own. Not on purpose, just James is constantly flashing his ass and or his front and his sporran. So clearly James is a boxer short man, but in my opinion, slightly more tight than they should be boxer shorts, mate. Hashtag just saying.
Hashtag sharing is caring.
Sharing is something. I'll give you that.
Shut up talking about my pants.
When I was younger, I had a friend whose mother used to call them knickers, and we used to give him such a hard time for it whenever she'd say it in front of us. Don't forget to pack a spare change of knickers for the, like, if you're staying over, you need a pair of knickers for the next day, and you just be like, oh, poor kid.
I'm all for gender neutrality, but for me, pants in mine, knickers are the girl thing. But maybe I'm wrong. Don't know. That's just how it was for me.
Karen has just joined.
Well done, Carol. Well done, Carol. Enjoy the brief chat. Yes, very good.
I didn't even catch it. That's such a good pun. Well done.
Oh, dude.
Literally, she put it in, and I still missed that it was a pun.
It's lost on me as well. Chiming before cheering. I'm too busy at the end of my paperwork to be able to listen to you guys chat today. Have a great live chat. And I was brief. I see. Yeah.
It doesn't surprise me as well that Pilgrim G chirps in with Commando. He seems to be that kind of guy. Yeah.
I am. I think. Hang on. Yeah, indeed. Let's move on swiftly. But I'm not really a Commando guy. I don't know about you chaps.
I find it uncomfortable.
And also can be. I wouldn't say damaging, but it's definitely. You can have some kind of chafing occurring. I think you've got to have some kind of.
Depends what you're wearing underneath, surely.
If you're wearing a kilt, I mean, Commando is the way to go, right? Because you don't have to worry about that. The chafing of the trouser.
Well, subscribe to my OnlyFans to find out.
Whereas I think with trousers or short on, some kind of lubricating fabric between yourself and your legs, I think, is an important element. I've noticed that the chat is going down as we continue to talk about pants.
Oh, Dave just said zip damage danger, and it made me all over cringe.
Oh, we've all been there, haven't we?
Oh, yeah, it's happened.
Oh.
I think I've nipped. I've only nipped before, and it's not pleasant. It's not pleasant. I mean, I'm not saying that a nippage is better than a full-scale zip-up, because, let's face it, a nippage is better than a full-scale zip-up. But nippage was bad enough, that's all I'm saying.
I don't want to lead the conversation down into the gutter anymore.
Right. So I think we should leave the undercarriage talk. Whilst we segue neatly from talking about pants and injuries to the lower half of the male anatomy, perhaps we should take this moment to encourage everyone to hit like on the video if you've enjoyed what's been said so far. I'm sure you have enjoyed it. So I've noticed there aren't many likes yet. So come on, let's not slack here. You've enjoyed hearing us talk about briefs. That's better. I can see it jumping up now. That's good. Let's keep that going. Everyone who's here needs to hit that like. Thank you very much.
I was going to say, strangely, I think we've maybe unintentionally overcompensated because there's actually quite a lot of serious things to talk about tonight. And we've completely. None of that was planned, by the way, which is probably obvious. Nobody sat down tonight and went, let's talk about pants for the first 10 minutes.
Are you suggesting that there wasn't a plan when we came into Blacklist?
No, there is a plan. It's a loose plan, but there is a plan. But pants were not part of the plan. So in case you think, is it all going to be pants all night? No, there are actually genuinely some important things going on tonight, which I'm excited about.
Hold on. Yeah, I got it.
Blacklist pants.
Right.
Yes.
Do you know when you should definitely carry a few spare pairs of pants with you?
When you've drunk too much cider.
At a festival.
Too much coffee.
Segue.
When you've had too much coffee.
Segue.
Let's talk about festivals.
We can talk about festivals if you want.
I think we should. I think we kind of led people here under false pretenses if we spend the entire night talking about pants.
Well, no, we're definitely not going to talk about pants, but there is, as I think is good to hopefully help people, we've got a fairly big announcement coming in a little while. So, and the reason we picked festivals is because there is a link between that and our hopefully fairly big announcement that we need your help with. And then third fold, I know there's festival related, but there are other things I think that we can get onto and talk about as well as festivals, but perhaps festivals in the main with a small smattering of other things.
Can you fucking say festivals any more times in one sentence?
This is how this works.
That was a festival of festivals. That's what that was right there.
Festival, spectacles, wallet and watch.
When we said the theme for this week, the topic was festivals, crikey, festivals, what we meant was we're just going to say it a lot in a very small space of time and then move on.
Are we playing festivals this year?
Well, we are playing festivals, but someone's already said, Shelley, hell yes, says Steelhouse. Not going to answer that, but just giving you lots of the verbals. Of the non-verbals, I should say, to go, so Rocking by the River is huge. Yeah, that will be good. That's not what we're announcing. One of my best was probably Monsters of Rock 1991. Now, that's a good kickoff. I don't know. I think, who do I remember? I don't remember who was there in 1991. I would imagine Aerosmith, maybe. Whitesnake, maybe. Ozzy Osbourne, Black Sabbath, maybe. I don't remember those specific years. In a nice way, and I mean this in a nice way, I think I was a bit young. So it was before my time.
There you go. I think you're right, though. He's put yup.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay. 95 was my first down, Donington.
Who did you see in your first Donington in 95, my friend?
Fucking hell, I can't remember much. Metallica headline, I think.
Yeah. Did you discover
headlining at Donington? That's unusual.
Did you discover anyone when you went in 95? Was there anyone you were not aware of that you came out being a fan of?
That's the year Lee discovered himself.
I didn't. Yeah, I discovered I could drink lots of cider.
Yeah,
I sort of knew that.
Yeah, you didn't know that.
White Zombie were fucking awesome that year. I saw them.
Nice. I've never seen White Zombie. But yeah, White Zombie is sticking in your mind as well as Metallica, obviously.
Astro Creep 2000 was a banging album.
It was a good record. Karen, thank you very much.
Wasn't nobody fussed.
We look forward to seeing you. Say again, sorry, mate.
I said it wasn't nobody fussed till I saw them.
Well, there you go. So Deb has straddled you, not in that way. Donington 1992 and 96. Did you go in 96 as well as 95?
I can't remember.
No, I don't know. Who was in 96 or 92 or 90? Deb, let us know. When was your first download, Will?
Oh, I don't know when the year of it was. It would have been early noughties.
Okay. I remember not being allowed to go to Milton Keynes Bowl to see Metallica in 94, 95. I was so annoyed with my folks. Susie Boots, I got to that gig. I was allowed, but only because I went with my friend and his dad. And so basically, my little ginger ass had to make someone else's dad come, so I was allowed to go.
Pardon?
My little ginger ass.
I'm sorry.
I almost choked on my drink, you dick.
What's wrong with that?
Oh my goodness.
Nonetheless, Susie, my ginger ash was taken by my dad. All the way to Milton Keynes.
Jesus Christ!
And I did see Metallica, Megadeth, Diamond Head, and Almighty. So yeah, I remember that gig well. One of my first gigs.
Fair play.
Fucking hell.
That was a long ride, mate. That was a long ride.
Come on, move on, guys. Poison, Aerosmith, Little Angels, Whitesnake, AC/DC, Metallica, Queensryche, and Black Rose. I can almost see the poster now. My missus went to Monsters of the Rock the year 2 fans died. Holy shit. I don't remember that. Did people die at download?
Was that Guns N' Roses? Was it Guns
I
N'
don't know.
Roses?
That's not good. See, this sounds good. 92, Maiden, Skid Row, Thunder, Wasp, and the Almighty. That's like half my record collection right there.
Yeah, I know 2 of those bands.
Yeah, fuck you. Never been to any festivals, even though I lived about 90 minutes from the Rock and Blues 12 years ago. There you go, Deb. I was at Milton Keynes with you, although there was a couple of other people. There's me, you, and a few other people. But I remember Megadeth played Angry Again on that gig, and I'd not heard that before that day, so I enjoyed that. I remember enjoying Diamond Head's Am I Evil, and I can't remember any of their set. And I remember, I think my favourite Almighty song is probably Addiction, which I know is their biggest hit, but I like that.
It's like Almighty. Good.
Yeah, absolutely. Will is a baby. Or is that just the way he gets down sexually? Who knows? But yeah, Guns N' Roses and Halloween.
I'm not the one doing favours for people for a lift to Metallica. Let's just get that straight.
I didn't do any favours. I just wasn't allowed to go without a parental caretaker. Milton Keynes Bowls, ZZ Top, Bryan Adams and Little Angels. What was your first ever festival, James? Was that the Glastonbury 68 or Isle of Wight 55? I can't remember.
I was late to the party of festivals, and but I entered with a bang at Rock am Ring.
Wow! Nice.
Wow!
When like Rage Against the Machine and Slipknot and Pearl Jam.
Did you go? Did you say you went or no?
That was my first ever festival.
Sweet.
It was like
Wow.
amazing, but never been to a festival since.
One and done.
One and done.
Hey,
Yeah.
James, do you want to come to the festival this year? Nah, man, I've done that.
I tried to go to a Dynamo festival back when it was a thing. I think it was over in Holland, wasn't it? Was it Dynamo? And I got thrown off the bus in Reading, so I never got there.
For being too drunk, perchance?
Were you with your friend's dad as well?
Just for being a twat. And then I slept on the station in Reading for a change. I slept on the station, my bottle of vodka, and just feeling sorry for myself. And then got the train home. Mum was like, "You're home early." I was like, "Oh, yeah."
Yes, I'm with you, Deb. I know that you meant age-wise. I was just trying to make it funny. Glastonbury, can't remember too much about it. Who can at Glastonbury, to be fair? My first festival was Reading '98. Loved it. There we go. See, I'm more of a Reading kid, I have to say. Been to Reading many times. So many bands I've seen at Reading. But was it my first festival? I'm trying to think now. No.
Let's flip this question on its head and ask, what was the last festival you went to? And we all know that that's Rock and Ring for James.
It was.
But for anyone else, what was the last festival you went to?
Well, obviously Wildfire Festival for everyone on this call, surely.
All right, yeah, okay. What was the last festival you went to as a punter?
Band. Yeah.
So I know the last one you went to, Will, was Download. We keep saying Download a lot today.
I've never been to Download.
Like there's some.
Would you like to go to Download, James?
Do you know what? I would love to go to Download.
Would you?
I've also never been to Download. I've never done Download on Monsters of Rock. Never been there. Never been
to Donington?
Well, I've been to Donington to watch like motor racing, but I've never been to Donington for music. No, never been. Never been somehow. What was your last festival then, Lee?
It was Hellfest, but I can't remember what year. I think it was like 2015 or something like that.
Okay.
We're not doing very well at going to festivals, are we, between us?
Well, not bad.
No.
Well, I'm hoping to,
What was it?
make up last time in this band, by maybe doing some demos.
Gina said her last festival was Planet Rockstop, where she discovered some crazy band.
Nice.
Yeah, I think she means us.
We were there too.
Big Cheese in Caerphilly. My son's going this year. I can't go. Station 18 last year. Oh, yeah, we were at that as well. Download is awesome. Go. Well, you might be able to help us with that, Susie, but let's get to that. Rockstar was my last one, and I wasn't working that before. That was Download. 96 Kiss, Ozzy, Sepultura, Biohazard, Dog Eat Dog, Paradise Lost, Fear Factory on the main stage. I'm loving all of that so hard. No fronts, no tricks, no soapbox.
Dev's mentioned Kiss, and I just wanted to quickly mention Dave Earle's thread on the forum, on the Blacklist forum, that is open for you all to join if you want to join us over there and have an awesome discussion about anything to do with the band or anything else. Then head on over to blacklakes.com and check out the new forum that we've got running. And Dave put up a post about miming and backing tracks and talked about Kiss. And I wrote a lengthy response, which for some reason vanished before I hit the send button. I don't know what happened there. But and then I couldn't be bothered to write it again because I was annoyed at my phone. But what I was going to say, Dave, is that whilst I fully agree that there is some bullshittery around what goes on to backing tracks, I saw Kiss at Download last year, and irrespective of what was mimed and what was live, it was one of the best live shows I've seen in a very, very long time. And I wonder if that makes the ticket price worth it for some people, because you are entertained anyway. I know that for some people it's all about making the record live. Yeah. But I genuinely had an absolutely incredible night, way more than I thought. I thought I would stick around for a couple of songs, see what was going on, and then head back and get drunk at the tent. And actually, other than a couple of two other bands, I think they were up there for me as a highlight of the weekend.
There's some argument that Kiss have always been about the show more than the performance, or the musical performance anyway, haven't they? Really?
I've not seen Kiss, but I know what you mean in the sense of I remember thinking, I think I've said this on the Blacklist before. I think Metallica played Reading in 2000 and something, and I was like, I'll watch 10 minutes and then I'm going to go home. And then an hour and a half later, my horns were up and I was moshing away. So I know exactly what you mean. Although, Dave, the other thing I was going to say to you as well, because I didn't quite get a chance to write everything I wanted to say, because I think you genuinely are interested in the conversation, I don't actually think Kiss have got their vocals on the backing track as someone listening to them live, but I do think that they are auto-tuned live.
Yeah, they are
So
tuned
basically,
live.
what's happening is when they're singing, they've got a computer that's automatically tuning their voice instantly. So they're not actually miming, but they are getting some assistance in staying in.
And how much would one of these computers cost?
Yeah.
More than we can afford right now. No, not at all. Not that much, terrifyingly. I stuck around for about 40 minutes and went back to the tent. I've said before, from the back, it just sounded so bad. And you didn't see all the performance. I don't know whether that was Kiss. I assume that's Kiss. Seen Kiss at Cardiff Ice in 92. It was better than Donington 96. I would love to see Kiss, although I love Kiss predominantly for God Gave Rock and Roll to You, and they never seem to play that anymore.
No, they didn't play it. We were gutted about that.
Like, if you're not going to play that, then I don't really want to go and see you. That is like my number one Kiss song, I think, probably. So
yeah, Mac, we were sort of slightly left of the main soundboard, like sound desk and lighting rig in the middle. So we were like right in like a really sweet spot, and it sounded fantastic from there.
Yeah, and please don't get us wrong. We are not here to try and put the boot into Kiss. You know, if you love Kiss, that's great. We had, in fact, members of the band in the past that are massive Kiss fans.
Hey, I'm quite the opposite. They made me love Kiss that night. I fell in love with Kiss in a way that I only ever listened to Kiss as a bit of a novelty band before that, and then after that, I've listened to a lot more Kiss since then.
Yeah, they are awesome. They are awesome.
Blackie Lawless uses massive sort of backing on his vocal, doesn't he? And we fucking love
I would have thought so. Although I can't believe it was sold out in the O2. I don't know, Blacklist, has anyone got any spare tickets for Wasp in March? Anyone got a spare ticket? Because I'd like to go. I'm sure Lee would like to go, but it's sold out. So if you have any spare tickets, we have two people that would like to take them, if possible, for anyone that knows that. It was good enough for Million Infinity, that's all I'm saying. I do love Neil 66's little peps into the feed every so often.
Susie said the sound at download is always a bit dodgy, and I agree. Like, you always kind of wonder what is going on. Depending on where you're stood, or like the wind sometimes can completely erase half of a band's sound for 20 seconds or whatever. It is bizarre.
The weather's a massive factor. I saw Queen of Filth there like fucking a million years ago, and it was pissing down with rain. Pissing down with what? Pissing down with wind, blowing like fuck with wind, and it just you could hardly hear it. His voice would come and go. It was really strange sort of phenomena, like, you know.
Yeah, absolutely.
But you can always hear the jumbo jets going over every hour, like every 10 minutes for the entire time you're there.
Good job, Dav's not on tonight. Otherwise, we now have a 15-minute explanation as to the physics of the audio waves and how they oscillate in the wind and why that happens. But, Dav, we miss you, mate. If you were here right now, you could be telling us about that.
I'd just turn it up. I'd say, just turn it fucking up. The sound's blowing about.
There you go, Mandy Snowblood just saying, Lee, I was there. I think your description of the weather brought her back some memories right there.
It was fucking horrendous. I was
I'll tell you
like
what.
a nun.
Of course you were.
Nice.
In his boxes, drinking cider.
A highlight for me last year was Bury Tomorrow and Spirit Box. Nice. I like both of those bands. Happy days. I'd love to see them. I was there, Lee. Every time Danny Filth opened his mouth, it hailed down.
Yeah, it was horrendous.
Yes. Tram Shed. Were we at the Tram Shed? I think we were at the Tram Shed, weren't we? Sorry, he's drinking his cider now, Deb. I think we did see Wasp in the Tram Shed in 2017 in Cardiff. Oh, no, it wasn't in the Tram Shed. No. It was like a weird venue down by the cinema, down by the bus station, or where it used to be in Cardiff. And it seemed to only be open for a few weeks. Anyway, we digress. Sorry, we're wasping out here for a minute. Although I love Wasp. Obviously.
As a general rule, rain at a festival is crap, and no one wants it.
It does.
The only time I've ever thought it was good was Reading, and I don't know what year it was. Muse were one of the headliners, but this was like earlier Muse when they just got really big. So not like later Muse where they disappeared up their own arse and then came back down again with some stuff that was vaguely interesting.
Muscle Museum stuff. Origin Symmetry stuff.
Yeah, like like, you know, their biggest songs at the time was stuff from, I don't know what the albums are, Plug-in Baby and stuff like that were like really.
Okay.
That's
blowing
Origin
up.
of Sin.
And they played Newborn, which is a cracking tune, and literally you got that like really twinkly beginning bit, and then all of a sudden you just got that really as soon as that hit, this just torrential rain out of nowhere just came on, and it was
Nice.
fairly cool actually. Like, it's the one time I was like, yeah, I'm alright with this rain, because it felt like part of the show.
I've got 2 rain stories, and again, these aren't pre-prepared. You just triggering memories for me. I remember being at the V Festival watching the Dandy Warhols with it pissing down, and that was just shit.
Is that because Dandy Warhols was shit, or because it was raining?
They were shit as well, but it was just miserable. Like, they seemed to go together. But then I was watching
Did they do
Interpol.
Bohemian Like You? Is that their big song?
They did do Bohemian Like You, yeah, absolutely. They've got other good stuff as well. But I was watching Interpol at Latitude, and I don't know if you've ever been in this situation. It's the only time it's ever happened to me. The rain's getting heavier and heavier, and if you don't know Interpol, you know, on a misery level, they're pretty miserable. Like, Interpol make the National look like a cheery bunch of bastards, quite frankly. So the rain's coming down, and more people are leaving, and I'm realising, like, oh, I'm clearly the biggest Interpol fan here then. So I was getting more and more room to get closer and closer to the front, getting absolutely poured in rain, going, it's so miserable. I was loving it.
I think the fact that everyone was leaving just says it all.
I think it was killing the vibe for them, and it was enhancing it for you. I like that.
Exactly. Well, for me, there are certain bands that I think, yeah, I would do like that. Would Lee like that? No. And obviously Interpol, no. You would not like Interpol. No. It is lots of New York pretentious shoegazing indie. Although I did see them in Bristol. What's it called now? The Bristol Beacon, as it is now. And my God, man, that gig was immense. Jesus.
Was that Colston Hall? Was that Bristol Beacon now?
That's what it was. Yes. Yeah. Absolutely.
Sorry,
they were amazing.
I can't remember what it's called.
Sorry, guys, we're getting a bit self-indulgent here, talking about our own gigs.
Self-indulgent.
I've seen Muse at Reading, funnily enough. Muse at Reading were awesome. What are you saying up there, Chatterbox?
I just said, yeah, Susie said about System of a Down pissing down, and it was fucking pissing down for that as well. I remember that.
Nice. I'd love to see System of a Down. They're still on my list.
I've seen
I
them.
don't remember it.
I've never seen them.
I think one band that I've seen a couple, like, there are a few bands the bigger bands that you see more regularly at festivals. So I think, weirdly enough, even though I'm not really a fan, I've seen Metallica more times than I've seen some of my favourites, because of the amount of times that they headline festivals.
It happens.
But one of the bands that I've seen a couple of times is Slipknot. And the first time I saw Slipknot was at Reading, I want to say Reading 98. And I'm still convinced to this day it wasn't them. I'm still convinced that, like, for whatever reason, logistics, illness, or whatever, they couldn't play the show, but they didn't want to pull out either. So they just got 9 blokes in orange jumpsuits on that stage making noise for 40 minutes, and it was the worst thing I've ever... Like, it sucked so hard that I found it hard to go home and listen to Slipknot again, because I was like, they literally cannot do what they... But then when I saw them headline Download, it was like absolutely incredible, and reinforced the fact that I thought that maybe someone else was pretending to be Slipknot for 40 minutes.
Yeah, a lot of bands at Reading though, and a lot of quick turnover, so they may have just had a shit sound. I mean, it's perfectly possible. There's a few bands I've Reading and go, I'll wait to watch them on their own show and not judge them too harshly for the festival slot.
So remember that next time you see Black Lakes at a festival. It's a lot of bands. There's a quick turnover. It's probably not their fault if they sound bad.
Yeah, we're actually all right, actually. Yeah.
Look, if Will forgets the lyrics, it's not because Will's forgotten the lyrics. It's because there was a quick turnaround. They're rushed.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah,
it was windy. It was windy.
Yeah, I didn't forget the lyrics. It was windy.
Railing. Yeah, exactly. Railing down. So there's a couple of comments here that we've obviously missed already. Was the venue called Barfly in Cardiff? Yes, there was a Barfly in Cardiff.
But that wasn't where Wasp played. That wasn't where Wasp played.
No, it wasn't where Wasp played. No, it wasn't where Wasp played. No, that was literally other side of town, but right by where the train station is, in a big, tall building like a cinema complex it used to be. There's a venue in there. Can't remember what it was called. And like I said, it's the only gig I've ever seen in there. It seemed to be open no time at all. Royal Blood, never seen them. Anyone seen Royal Blood live?
I've watched them live for the live stream from Glastonbury on the BBC, if that counts.
I've seen Death from Above 1979, who are another drum and bass band, as in a drummer and a bass player. They were the kind of the forerunner of Royal Blood, I think, amongst others. But no, I've never seen Royal Blood yet. Worst Downpour was a very, very long time ago. Cardiff Castle and Queen. Wow. Imagine seeing Queen. You know.
What, the original Queen, or?
I would think so. It's Gina. I think she means Queen, as in like Freddie and everything, Queen.
Sweet.
Yes, they are, Dave. Seen and supporting Foos at Milton Keynes. Sorry, Karen, I don't know what that's relating to. I've lost it. Oh, Royal Blood. Maybe.
Oh, there you go. Susie was there. Susie was there in the Tenet Glassdale, and I watched it on the TV. We probably had a very similar experience.
I've seen Slipknot and Download at Ozfest, MK Bowl, and they were incredible. Again, I've never seen Slipknot somehow.
They were awesome.
All the bands I've seen.
Were you guys there when Corey Taylor filled in for Lars Ulrich? Were you there, Will?
Corey Taylor filled in for Lars Ulrich. Do you mean
Joey Jordison, the drummer?
Oh yeah, fuck's sake, yeah. Joey Jordison, yeah, sorry. Yeah.
No.
Were you there, Will? You did were you at that one, Will?
Yeah.
Yeah, because that was awesome.
Yeah. They finally had a good drummer.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I also saw Korn at one of the Download festivals where John Davis got taken sick at the last minute, and they brought out other singers who were on the bill in the day to do the songs because everyone knows every Korn song. And it was basically Korn karaoke, but with so Corey Taylor came out and did a couple of songs. It was awesome. You wouldn't pay for that experience because you wouldn't get it, and then all of a sudden you're getting given it, which softened the blow of not being able to see Korn with John Davis.
Oh man, I saw John Davis and his doodle sack at that one festival I went to one time, but I don't like to talk about it.
James has been to so many festivals.
No,
so many festivals.
Yeah, I went to one.
You had like that. It was probably like Creedence Clearwater Revival or something.
Yeah, I think Yes were there, the Scorpions, Rainbow, all the big 70s bands.
When I went to see Slipknot, I was genuinely afraid for my life. It was absolute carnage. Nice. And I think I was like 4 from the front, and it was just a mess.
Yeah, that was probably a bit close.
Yeah,
that's an interesting question. What's the closest you've been? Like, what band were you the closest to the stage at for a festival? Like,
Barrier. The Barrier for Offspring when they headlined Reading and Leeds.
Nice.
And they set fire to all their instruments, and I could feel it like a lot and I was against the Barrier for that.
Nice.
Back when Offspring were my favourites.
Obviously, James, you were quite close to Slipknot. Obviously, you were in the pit at Rock M Ring, I guess. Or was it Rock M Park? Sorry, I don't know which one.
I was at Barrier for Rage, for Korn, and they were on the same stage, and for Pearl Jam. I swear to God, my midriff afterwards was black and blue. I've got a photo of me, all right? My midriff from there to there is just black and blue.
From being crushed against the Barrier?
Yeah. A lot of people there, though, isn't there? What about you, Lee? What's the closest you've got?
At festival?
Yeah, main stage, though, not like a tent. I've been Barrier at a tent, but never at the main stage.
I never bothered like main stage and all that sort of going
on. Not your vibes, is it, really?
No, yeah, it depends who's on, but I'm normally just sitting on my arse drinking a can.
Also thought it would have been funny, Barfly Wasp, that would have been a small venue for them. That would have been quite funny to see them in there. Did I hear someone say Queen? Saw them, Dear Freddie, back in 80, 81 and 82.
I love that Carol was like, I'm not sticking around. Did I hear someone say Queen? And then straight back into the groove.
Barrier for Skin Dread at Download this year, nice. So strangely, I didn't ever got to the Barrier, but I remember somehow. You know, have you ever been at a festival where you go, how did I get right to the front? But I was right at the front for the Hives without really meaning to or wanting to. But that was amazing. They were
the Hives are great. The Hives are really entertaining.
I loved being at the front.
Good question, Scott. Yes, there was this one time, right?
Yeah.
Susie Boots wins the comments right now. She was at the side of stage whilst Il Nino were playing at Download, but only because she was getting suntan lotion rinsed out of her eyes by the first 18.
Is
that your own or someone else's? Somebody who like greased themselves up.
It was a crowd surfer that just sort of over the top of her.
Yeah, nice.
Very sun conscious one.
Barrier's the best place to go. I have a broken rib from Barrier, but does not stop me heading for it. Barrier for Motorhead, not bad.
Nice.
I just had to keep listing, couldn't not. Rock Horns from Carol, nice. I saw them in '76. That is making me feel much better about myself, I have to say, because James was alive then, but yeah, no, that was actually a joke. Were you actually alive then?
Yeah.
Oh, look at that. Deb's just said that she was at the Barrier for Maiden at the CIA and the Barrier for Black Lakes at the Patriots.
Yeah.
I guarantee you got more crushed at one than you did at the other.
Absolutely. The Black Lakes crowd is really rough. But no, I've never barriered Maiden, but I have been close. Yeah, definitely.
I'd like to Barrier Maiden. Just
yeah,
bar them from coming to the festival.
I'm a bit of a sad sack really. So when I see Maiden, I like to sit because I like to watch. So if I can get seats, is my preference because I like to watch the show.
I watched Maiden and wish that he would sit. I wish that Bruce would sit just for a minute. I worry about him. He's just going to keel over at some point soon.
Yeah,
scream for me, download.
Yeah, amazing amount of festival stories there. It's just incredible. Again, I would prefer to talk about it forever, but we really must talk about what we must talk about.
Shall I do what the pros doing? Run the VT.
You're gonna run that. So
you got a VT.
I got a VT, mate.
So Blacklist. Apologies for cutting the festival conversation short, but it will probably continue immediately afterwards.
No, we'll have to talk about the VT, and then we'll go back to the festival talk.
This is what I mean, but they both kind of combine. So you are getting a 24 hours ahead of everyone else exclusive reveal here. So hopefully in a few seconds we'll talk to you again about this announcement for Black Lake. So Will, hit the VT. Baby.
Worldwide exclusive. Let's do this.
Watch this not work, mate. You got this up.
Shut up. Right, what you just saw is an advert that will go live tomorrow, so don't try and vote now because you can't. We have been shortlisted. We are one of 10 bands shortlisted from countless hundreds that put themselves forward for this year's Kerrang! The Deal. The prize is insane. You get a contract with Marshall Records. You get to record in the brand new Marshall Records studio, and you get to open the Avalanche stage at Download this year for Download 20. We obviously need everybody to get behind this. We need every single one of you and every single one of your friends who you might be able to convince to get onto kerrangradio.co.uk as of tomorrow when the voting opens and get on it. I don't know what else I can say.
I'll back you up now.
Basically be prepared for a week of absolute onslaught of PR madness from us as we try to secure some votes, because I will die a happy man if I get to play Download once.
It'll be my second festival.
Yeah, absolutely.
James will die a happy man if he gets to go to a second festival.
Well, put all the advertising, say just change it all now, and it's just make James go to his second festival. Just vote.
Like Dave said, how many times can you vote? So once, basically. I mean, they are going to be. This is obviously quite a big deal. They're going to be very clever when it comes to watching what's going on. We do not want any kind of untoward activity. We are not going to encourage any untoward activity. We just want you to vote for us when the voting opens tomorrow. And if you have friends that are into metal, basically we've entered with Dissident. That was the track and the music video that we put forward however many months ago. And that's the track that has got us shortlisted to the last 10. So if you've got friends that are into this kind of music, or are sympathetic to people that look like us, then maybe share the link with them and encourage them to vote for us, because you would be changing our lives, and we would
yours.
very much appreciate it.
Obviously we have was it 300 free tickets for the Blacklist as well? That's a joke. Disclaimer, not real.
Beep, beep.
Wow, look at these. Thank you ever so much for everyone's comments. These are amazing. Wow. Just feeling the love, which is incredible. Do we know we're up against Neil 66? No, not yet, until tomorrow. Not as far as I know.
Debs knows one band that we're up against, because she's just put, ouch, a friend's band has been shortlisted too.
Yeah, that's going to happen, I'm afraid, isn't it? Unfortunately.
That's quite surprising, though, that Debs knows 2 of the bands out of 10.
She's clearly seen, baby. What can I say? She knows all the bands. So Will was saying, to get people that like rock and metal and your friends. I would say I don't care. I don't care if they like rock and metal. I don't even care if you dislike them. Ask them to vote. That would be nice.
Do they have
you don't have to actually like these people.
If the answer is yes, do they have a valid email address? If the answer is yes, get them to vote, please.
Have they only recently died? If the answer is yes, and you have access to their account, no,
so in a moment of seriousness, no botting, no spamming. They are very hot on that, and they've said in there if they feel there's any kind of untowardness going on, then you potentially get disqualified. So it seems like it's, and rightly so, all genuine votes. So
what will happen here? And go on.
Oh no, you go, mate. You go.
I was only going to say what will happen here is that there are currently 10 bands. The voting is open from tomorrow until next Tuesday. I was laughing at Mandy's comment. I collect emails for my job. I love the idea of just blanket emailing everyone. So it'll be open for basically almost a week, from Wednesday through to Tuesday, and then the top 2 bands will then go to a panel of judges, and those judges are industry professionals from Download Festival, Marshall Records, Kerrang Radio, and an artist manager who currently reps artists like Sleep Token. We can ask you guys to help us get to that panel. Even that would be incredible.
Absolutely. Yeah, I completely agree. Just being shortlisted is pretty amazing. So, we are very pleased. Absolutely, Mandy, I completely agree. Every old person in Cheltenham and Gloucester and anywhere else should know about Black Lakes.
Anyone who's never come into the shop is suddenly so diehard for us.
You can take an iPad into a nursing home and get these people to click on it. Go for it. We're all in favour. They're all the Black Lakes fans. Absolutely.
Yeah, we don't discriminate here.
No, absolutely not. Everyone's included. But we were pretty amazing news. And again, we'll start tomorrow, and it goes for a week. So pretty much, as you might imagine, we have dispensed with all plans like eating, washing, breathing, and we'll just be trying to do our very best to spread the Black Lakes word around as much as we can.
Yep.
On the Kerrang website for the next week.
I really hope you guys like Dissident, because you're going to hear a lot of it.
So apologise in advance, because as they say, if you guys are hearing it for the 15th time, we're probably getting to some people for the first time. So there will be a kind of let's all get ready for next Wednesday when we can start doing other things again. But between now and then, it will all be about trying to get everyone to hopefully vote for us for the deal. And
Black Lakes need you.
Yeah, absolutely. Parents,
as well,
kids.
The music if we win this, the music that we record will be the songs that we're playing as well. If we get through to the final, and download and what have you.
Oh yeah, I mean, we'll be in Marshall Records' own studio to record tracks which will ultimately probably become album 2, which
weird.
It doesn't get much better than that, does it? Really?
No, it's pretty awesome from top to bottom. Download, Marshall Records, Kerrang. There's video as well, that you get a video and promo photos. I mean, It's a big prize.
Yeah, you get
TJ,
playlists
no
on
worries.
Kerrang as well, which is insane.
All you need to know about TJ is get everyone that you know in your life and everyone that you don't know to vote for us from tomorrow for Kerrang's The Deal to enable James to play it download and be signed to Marshall Records.
That
Those
is
are the facts.
www.kerrangradio.co.uk from tomorrow. If you try and Google it tonight, their website, that part of the website is still down. Trust me, I've looked a lot. It is not ready yet. They're obviously making some changes because it was open for everybody, and now it's going to be the 10 bands. So there's just going to be the 10 bands and the 10 videos that you can watch. I'll tell you what, if you like another band more, vote for them. That's absolutely fine as far as I'm concerned. I'd rather you were doing it legitimately because you love the music, you know. Just check them out. I think every one of the 10 bands that's in this running is obviously worth checking out. Otherwise, they wouldn't have reached that point. So check them out. Vote for the best one, and if it happens to be us, we love you even more.
Even making the shortlist though is pretty amazing. Of course, we'd like to win, but you know it's not the only amazing thing that's happened this year so far. Amazing comments, thanks guys. Yeah, Cheltenham, Gloucester, Worcester, Hereford, bring it all on. 4 emails on my house, and I have parents, absolutely, grandparents, children. As far as we know, though, it's IP, so you won't be able to vote on the same device twice. But if you have multiple devices in your house, as in get everyone to vote on a slightly different device, don't eat or wash, but remember to change your pants unless you're going commando.
Or briefs. Change your briefs.
Or brief. Thanks very much, Dave. You guys are good enough to get all this. I hope so. I'd like to. It would be awfully nice. TJ, no worries, I'm on it. Good man. I've worn my Black Sheep Lakes t-shirt recently in Gloucester. Now, this is the weirdest one for me. I've got a neighbour who's got a hoodie, and he had Amazon deliver the other day, and they knocked the door, and when he opened the door in his Black Lakes hoodie, the Amazon delivery driver said, is that Black Lakes the rock band? And he went, yeah. He goes, they're awesome, aren't they? That was weird.
That's amazing.
That was weird. So, like, an Amazon delivery driver is delivering to my... And, obviously he didn't say, the guy lives there. He lives down the road. But, yeah, you got a random Amazon driver loving Black Lakes. So wear your hoodie at the house. Take all deliveries in your Black Lakes hoodie. You never know who's going to be delivering Black Lakes.
Take all your deliveries in your coming soon Black Lakes briefs and slippers.
And hoodie. Yeah, absolutely. I will get the IT team for CC to vote. That sounds amazing, Gina, if you can. Awesome. I will spam all friends, but obviously brilliant. But as long as they don't spam Kerrang, we're all good. I will get into my pals and family to vote. That is awesome. Thank you, Black Sunshine. Welcome. Nice to have you with us. Obviously, as we were just saying, we have made the final of Kerrang's The Deal. So possibly from tomorrow you can vote, but possibly you will be able to play, download, be signed to Marshall Records, and have, I think, is it daytime, main daytime play on Kerrang as well?
Yeah, you get playlists on Kerrang,
amazing,
just insane. Honestly, the more I think about it, the more I'm just going insane in my own brain. So
yeah, don't think about it. And also,
I couldn't sleep a couple of nights before because in my head I was like, "You've got to learn the new songs. You've got to learn the new songs," and I couldn't stop switching my brain off because I was going through all the new songs
and the old songs.
Yeah, James, you've got to learn the old songs. You've got to learn the old songs.
Yeah.
I know the old songs.
We'll get you there. Pilgrim G says, I would if you did my size. I don't know what that means, Will, but I'll let you pick that up about
I think he's just saying he would wear our clothes. Wait, he's either saying he would buy our merch if we did it big enough, or he's saying he's got a massive appendage, and therefore the Black Lakes briefs would have to be huge.
Any news on the Devon gig? Now, Dave, I might have got that horribly wrong. Isn't Plymouth in Devon, or have I got that wrong?
Oh, careful! Oh, we just lost a couple of
people. Yeah, we know we've announced that.
You just offended Cornwall.
No, Plymouth is in Devon.
Plymouth is in Devon. Yeah, it is, isn't it? Plymouth is in Devon, right?
Yeah.
That's not Hertfordshire still, is it? It's Devon.
Yeah.
Will's Googling it. Yeah. So, Dave, the Plymouth gig I think that we're playing is the Salt Ash Rock on the River. 14th of March, is that, Will? 14th?
I love the fact that you're like, oh, well, Will said yes, so we're going to go with it, and I'm like the worst person at geography in the world. Look, I will tell you right now that
not far from Plymouth, Saltash at all. Not at all.
Saltash is Cornwall.
Oh, okay, apologies. I'm sorry for those people, if you're Cornish, that I'm offending. Sorry, Dave. By Devon, Cornwall, I feel bad now. It's
It's
near
right on the.
Devon.
It's gonna be right on. It's right by the Tamar Bridge, though, isn't it? Saltash, isn't it? It's not
Oh, is
far,
that
it's
the
not
is
far.
that the divide between the two? So it's like, all right. I'm sorry, Dave. It was Cornwall, not Devon. So
Do you
even
know
further
what? I
down.
was thinking, you know why I was so confident when I said yes? It's because I was like, yeah, I definitely wrote down Plymouth earlier. I'm fairly confident on this. I know that Plymouth, yeah, blah, blah, blah. It's because I actually sent Dave's hat out the other day and I wrote it on the address. I wrote down Plymouth, Devon. So I knew exactly where Plymouth was because I wrote it down yesterday or the day before, but it doesn't
I see.
help with
So
intent to
Plymouth.
Gideon.
I think what we're establishing then is maybe Plymouth's in Devon, but Saltash is in Cornwall.
Yes, that is exactly
Right,
what we're
maybe that's
establishing.
right. I'm so sorry. We are not playing Devon. We are playing Cornwall, but like really close to Devon, apparently.
Like Karen says,
Really-
yeah. So close.
There is a separate Devon show that is just that Cornwall Devon show. Yeah.
But if
Anyway,
you were American, that would be ridiculously close.
He's
That's
going
what
to
I'm saying.
start talking about scones and cream and all that shit.
I was
now.
about to say now, right? So I had a scone in my house yesterday, right? So I went with butter, then jam, and
Oh,
then
fucking hell.
cream. So I don't know whether that makes me the Cornish cream tea or the Devon cream tea.
We've
But
done
let
this-
me know,
We've done this
Devon
in
people.
Blacklist 23. Do you not remember?
I went scone. No, I don't remember.
Yeah,
I went.
I
butter,
actually,
jam.
I'll tell you what I
then
do
cream.
normally is I go scone, soup.
In.
Yeah. So
Bin.
I don't know if that orders the Cornish or the Devon order, but there we are. And again, we are running out of time tonight already. Oh my God! Don't start with the jam and cream debate. We don't have the time.
I like that you bought the jam and cream with like less than 10 minutes to go.
All I'm saying is, that
Tune
I
in
like
2
it.
weeks from now where the topic will be jam and cream or cream and jam.
Well, I liked it butter, jam, then cream, because otherwise the cream gets a bit mushed up with the jam, which I don't think is very good. So sorry, Devon or Cornwall people, if I'm upsetting some of you, but for
Well,
me,
what about the vegan, Scott? For fuck's sake, you're offending everyone, yeah, mate?
well, you can have
Tremendous.
vegan cream, can you, and vegan jam. Anyway, in a moment of seriousness, before I descend into being killed for my cream and/or jam order tastes, we were, and again, we can't go into too much details. We have also, or were also, offered a UK tour at the start of this year, which unfortunately we weren't able to do. But we were like this close to being out, like really close to
Like
being
literally
out in,
from Scotland right down to the south coast, like what was
Yes.
it, 15 dates or something?
a fair bit, like with yeah. So we were very, very close to that. So we were a little bit, as you might imagine, a little bit disappointed that we didn't quite make that, but we nearly did. So we're all in now for Kerrang the deal to compensate for that. So
It was-
yeah,
it was
you
Iron
nearly
Maiden.
saw us on tour.
And Will didn't want to fucking do it because he didn't want to play with Iron Maiden.
I didn't want to get upstaged. He's got way more energy on stage than I have.
See, whoa, Black Betty Bramble Jam, nice. Whoa, Black Betty Bramble Jam. Soup with croutons or just bread and butter. And Deb saying gutting. I've got something
No,
wrong.
we're not
about
getting
that.
into this. We're not getting into it. Let
And
it
also,
go.
Will, Deb, because we can get it back on a different topic. Deb don't think has noticed that you've got a Black Lakes tattoo on your finger. So her question was, how many Black Lakes tattoos do you actually have? So one on his finger, one on his tit. Yeah.
How
Is
many
that one?
Black Lakes tattoos? How many Black Lakes tattoos does the rest of the band have?
Can't show mine.
Nice answer.
Mine's in a secret place. But yeah, no, we're equally split. I think there are some in the band that have tattoos, and there are some in the band that don't have tattoos.
I've got my tattoo and Scott's tattoo.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. And then James has several tattoos. No Black Lakes tattoos though. But yeah, hot crumpets with Nutella. I had no idea.
For a second, I was a little bit shocked.
Will sue him for copyright infringement and using the icon without permission.
I think
Yeah.
I got it a bit wonky.
Jesus, you're in the band and you can't even draw the logo. Come on, man.
And again, there's only 5 minutes to go. But also, you may have seen or may not have seen. I don't know. We're also playing with Gin Annie in Swansea on the 14th of May.
13th.
13th of May. So it's a Saturday night, which we'll talk about a lot more detail, obviously, as it gets close to that time. I hope you can forgive us for not emphasising that show too much, but obviously with this Kerrang deal starting from tomorrow, that's been kind of occupying our thoughts. But we will, of course, give Gin Annie and that awesome Swansea show its due care and attention in a few weeks. So yeah, it's going to be all about Kerrang, and then all of a sudden it's going to be March, and we're going to be in.
I can't wait. It's going to be all about the Kerrang, the deal competition, and then the next Blacklist is going to be what makes you more sad than anything else.
I think that Blacklist, doesn't it land on Valentine's Day? So
it does.
That'll be a love special about how much do you love not quite making that UK tour and not quite making the Kerrang deal. Like, we all died. So yeah, but yeah, it would be nice to for one of these things to come off. Yeah, absolutely. Hot crumpets with Nutella. I don't know whether that's an offer or whether it's a suggestion or what, Dave.
Everyone watching right now, we're all going around Dave's house straight after this for hot crumpets and Nutella. Come on.
I could do that.
That should be the name of Blacklist 36. Should be the name.
What, hot crumpets and Nutella?
Hot crumpets with Nutella.
Okay, Dave has named this one Hot Crumpets and Nutella.
I think you'd already given it the name, to be fair. Will
I did give it the name What's the Deal, because I was trying to trying to be a little bit like woo, but actually now James has decided, so we go with what James says.
Oh, okay. No, he was suggesting the next one. Will the next Blacklist was called Hot Crumpets with Nutella?
We can't name the next one without getting into it.
We can name the next one. It's Valentine's Day related, isn't it? Hot Crumpets with Nutella special.
Dave, don't cross the line.
Emo slipper boy. I think we should do Black Lake slippers. I can imagine them working.
I actually think they'd be pretty cool.
Yeah, I'd wear a pair of Black Lake slippers.
Hold on. Let's just let's get one of these bad boys off, and then let's pop one of these on here, and just imagine, right, if you had the luxury of that on your foot. I kind of feel like that's next Christmas's must-have slipper.
Fucking hell! You know, fucking Kiss would do it. They'd be all over that, wouldn't they?
Look at that! Like, for some reason, our logo fits the slippers so well.
It sells itself.
It works.
We'd have old people that don't even know who we are wearing our slippers.
So comfortable. They're ecologically friendly.
Absolutely. Yeah, Alice and I agree. We're all about the slipper right now. Let's get the slipper, the loafer, the pump, the moccasin, whatever foot apparel there is. Valentine's Blacklist, me with my headphones on, ignoring my wife, not a good idea. We had crossed our minds, Neil, that Blacklist Valentine's Day might not be as well attended as it normally is. I don't know. Maybe we'll move it so it's not actually on Valentine's Day, because I appreciate getting a hall pass.
Is it actually on Valentine's Day?
It's actually on Valentine's Day, so
fantastic.
That might be tricky. That might be tricky for people to get a hall pass on for some.
I don't celebrate Valentine's Day. I think it's an absolute farce.
What was that? Sorry, right?
Go on, Lee.
I'd light a candle for a bit of atmosphere, like, you know what I mean?
Is that because you've farted, or just because you fancied a bit of Valentine's Day romance?
Just to create a bit of romantic atmosphere between us four, you know what I mean?
I quite like the idea of it being Valentine's Day and we're all here.
I'll tell you what we should do. We should broadcast just like this, but have a fifth camera just pointing at a candle or a fire.
Valentine's Day. The slippers don't beat my specially made Black Lakes Catius. Nothing can. They are unique and a one-off. Yes, we all want Black Lake slippers. No other band would have done these. They'd be quite unique. Gina was loving the slipper idea. I love it. That looks cool. I intended to get Van slip ones done with the logo and an album cover on the other. I like it, like a two-tone non-matching pair. I'll be there. Don't worry. Well done, Neil. Good lad. I'm glad to see that Black Lakes is what you've got to do on Valentine's Day. That makes me feel better about my life.
Well, will we?
Yeah. Nope, I'll be here, the other half watching whether he wants to or not. Nice, Deb. Nice. Thanks very much.
Thank you.
I'll be busy opening all of my cards, Susie Boots. Nice. Make sure you send me one. Definitely. Good. Wow. Wow.
Right, we've got I was going to say we've got a minute left, but we haven't. We've just hit 1 hour.
We-
So I think
we are-
everyone say their goodbyes, and then we'll finish this stream by playing the Distant promo video one last time.
Okay.
James,
Make my dreams come true.
We'll have James One Festival Rollins from now on. or just one fest.
Rollins.
One fest.
Any final thoughts, Lee?
No.
I love it. Scott?
Thank you very much for joining us once again on the fortnightly extravaganza that is the Blacklist. 35 today, Will? Blacklist 35?
36, my friend.
36. I'm always one behind. Blacklist 36. Can Black Lakes get to download, be signed to Marshall Records, and you can help us make that happen. And then
You can help us make that happen.
Remember, we will always remember the hardcore, I promise. When we can hand out as many AAAs at download as we can when we're doing the main stage.
Trees, that is.
Right.
That was my final thought.
That was your final thoughts.
It was a good thought.
It was a good thought. Thanks, guys. I mean, I don't have anything else to say. I can't add to what they've said. I just want to
you're going to
say
be speaking to everybody every day for the next week going, please vote for us. Please vote for us.
vote! That's
Yeah,
all I can say.
absolutely.
Right. Everyone needs to stop talking. I'm going to hit play on the...
Don't vote Charles. Vote Black Lakes. That's what I say.
That's the slogan.